Alright, I'm back. Part 2. We're going to reinstall our new calipers, our new brake pads. We'll go over some of the stuff that we got. So, of course, we got the new rotors. They're fucking nice ones. They got painted right here so they don't rust up like my old ones did. Look at my old ones. They're all rusted and shit. These come from the factory painted, so they don't get all rusty and you can't see it through the rims, how rusty they are and shit. So got brake pads and hardware. We got a 17 and a 19 socket, ratchet, torque wrench. I also have silicone paste, copper NICs, and brake pad cleaner, C-clamp, big one. That's all we really need. Everything's all semi-cleaned up here, so we're good to go. First thing I like to do is we're gonna have to reinstall the rotor. So it comes from the factory with oil on it, so you want to spray some brake clean on it and wipe it away. The good way to do it is to get a white paper towel, go ahead and wipe around her. Brake clean dries really fast, so you can spray it. Look how dirty it is. So what we want to do is continue this process until our rag's clean. That's when you know you can put it on the car. It won't contaminate the brake pads or anything. Yeah, still. Then we're gonna flip her over, and I just touched it. It's just gonna have to be re-wiped down because my hands are greasy. But I'll continue this and I'll be right back once I get it all cleaned up. Alright, so I set the rotor on there. You want to make sure that these holes for these screws are lined up perfectly. There's only one way you can go on, so make sure you pay attention to that. And then we're going to go ahead and reinstall our screws. They're factory from Honda. And it just makes it a lot easier. It holds your rotor in place when you're putting your caliper and shit back on. So that's one. Whoop. I forgot to mention, but I put copper NICs behind the rotor. So next time you go to take your rotor off, she ain't gonna be seized to the spindle itself. So put NICs behind this, in between all of these lugs on the back side, just so that she don't get stuck on there. So I'm going to finish tightening these down, and then I'm going to turn the tire so I can get access to the back side of that a little easier. I'll be right back. Alright, so what I did was I disconnected the clamp from the caliper. And what I'm going to do now is go ahead and you pull these little flaps back right here. You pull these bolts out. And that's a silicone paste, and it's pretty damn black, so we're gonna clean it up. So we'll go ahead and clean those two up, and we'll try to get as much out of here as possible without having to take it off, and get as much of the black paste out of there. We'll put some new stuff in there, so give me a minute, I'll clean it up and I'll be right back. Alright, so all I did was I cleaned up the pin and then I reapplied the silicone paste and you just reinsert it in there. Work it in there, let it pop over. There's a little air in there, but that's basically what it's supposed to do. So I'll do the same for the back, and then